So since at the time I'm filming this, I haven't decided yet on what the thumbnail is, and it's probably gonna be something maybe not clickbaity, but like everything wrong with disc golf or top 3 things that need to change in disc golf. Regardless, I need to preface this video with something extremely important. I freaking love the sport of disc golf. And the 20-second background is I love sports. I've played every sport that I know of that I am able to play. High school, played everything. College, played basketball and volleyball. After that, I played golf and tennis at decently high levels, but enough to really know and appreciate a ton of different sports. I've played high-lie. I like to surf. Like, I just love athletics, okay? But that's important to then say, when my son and I found disc golf a few years ago, we freaking were hooked. Like, we fell in love. I'm talking whatever Kool-Aid they were serving, we drank all of it. I've never been so addicted to a sport. The beauty of it, the camaraderie, the people, the vibe, the actual technique, the options. I haven't spent so much time trying to pursue even a career in golf. Like, there's so many more options of what you can do with a disc than what you can do with a ball. And there's just so much complication and nuance, and it's thrilling and it's beautiful. I'm a geek fan of disc golf. You have to know that. This is not coming from a place of just being critical or negative, none of that. This is because I love it so much. Here are the top 3 things that I think we really could focus on. This sport is so like decentralized. It's everywhere. Every tournament director can make his own rule. I mean, it's all over the map. As the sport grows and gets bigger, here are some things I am begging some of you to either share this around to people who can actually make a decision. I can't. This is just one video. Some of these ideas, by the way, aren't even original, but this is my attempt to be on the helpful side of making this game, this sport, however you define those, as good as it can possibly be. So I'm not pretending to think that I've come up with the best suggestions, but here are my top 3 suggestions to make this game better. First, spit outs, scoring, and basket size. They're all actually a little bit related. The size of the baskets hasn't evolved with the change in disc golf in disc size. The sizing was created back when guys were throwing essentially like ultimate frisbees. I think Paul Macbeth even said this on a Foundation podcast last year, and it's absolutely true. There needs to be some adjustment for the smaller disc sizes, but think about how this solves so many different issues. If there was a smaller chain circumference, scoring would obviously not be quite as low because putting would be a little more difficult. It'd be more proportionate, by the way, to kind of the way other sports like this. I have to compare it to regular golf, ball golf. But putting wouldn't be so easy. Like a gimme is no longer a gimme. The chain size is a little bit smaller. We wouldn't have such incredibly low scores where it's like birdies are just a given on certain holes. They would be hard to get. Also, by keeping the lower basket size, so the chain's smaller, but the lower basket size, maybe close to the current size, spit outs would be minimized. Think about your average spit out. It hits the chains, it goes in, maybe it hits the pole, and then as those chains react and push it back out, very rarely does a disc airball out and not even touch the cage, right? It usually hits, lands on the top of the cage, topples for a little bit, flutters, and then falls out. With a smaller chain size but a slightly larger basket, those spit outs would almost never happen, maybe never. Golf mastered the way to make a golf cup, the hole, a certain depth along with a certain undulation on the bottom of the cup, if you've ever noticed, where a ball cannot roll, fall in the cup, and then bounce back out. I'm positive someone way smarter than me could do the exact same thing for disc golf. So think about all the things that would solve. You would simultaneously fix spit outs. You would adjust the scoring a little bit back closer to par where it's not some crazy almost 18 under every time. And you would put a focus back on putting, which I think is necessary. Okay, number 2, tournament entries radically needs to get fixed in disc golf. What do I mean? Every entry to an event, both pro and am, should be based on rating. If you're asking how, plenty of great options have been presented. Here's just one example. Pros are given an additional week to register per 20 rating points, maybe starting at 1040 or 1020 or 1030, anything like that. Let's say it started at 1040. I know that's only a handful of guys. The next week, the 1020s can register. Then the next week, all the 1000s can register, etc. until it's full. But there's plenty of time for the best players to get in. I know some of the tour events have started to do something like this. But for AMs, it could be the same. And all you'd have to do is adjust and make it per division. So if MA1, and this is just a hypothetical, chill, bear with me. A hypothetical, say MA1 starts at 960. You've got a week. Next week, the 940s. Next week, the 920s. MA2, maybe there's a cap. You can't be over, say, 940. So you start that MA2s at 920. 920 to 940s can register. A week later, 900s. A week later, 880s. Something like that. MA3, same thing, should have a cap. You cannot play it if you have a rating above a certain number. Say it's 900 in this hypothetical. So you start off with the 880s, 860s, etc. You get the idea. But by doing this, it might sound complicated, but it allows correct division placement and earning your way into tournaments and to divisions like any other sport on planet Earth. None of us watching this video and me making it, I can't go play in the Super Bowl. I can't go play in any NFL game. I can't go play in a tennis major. I can't go play a baseball game, a basketball, nothing. Everything. And if you want to just pick solo sports golf, I've got to go spend a year on the mini tours before hopefully I can get a card to get in certain events on the pro tour. There's so many different levels to earn your way in. I think that we should have this to make disc golf a legitimate sport. As of right now, you can go out and find people right now in the Junior World Championships that are rated like 692. Now, let me make one thing clear. If you are someone that has been doing that, you're getting into tournaments, you're the first to register, I am not criticizing you. If anything, I'm complimenting you. Way to work the system. I would do it. I would do it for my son. Like, you're doing what you should do given the rules to get into that tournament. Please don't hear any hate or criticism towards you, the lower ranked player, getting into a tournament or a higher division or a pro event or something like that. That's not who I'm criticizing. Everyone imagine you are running the tournament. I'm criticizing you. I'm criticizing the person that is in control of this that could easily say, hey, we're not just gonna send out 1,300 invites to juniors of all ratings. We're gonna send it out to the ones that have the higher rating. Does it mean certain lower rated people couldn't get in? Of course, but that's sports. This is a competition. Go earn your way, go practice more, go play more local events, whatever you need to do to increase your rating so that you can get into some of the tournaments that you want. That's how life works, that's how sports work. Number 3, some of you are gonna really hate me for this. Let's wait till the round is over to say good round. Hear me out. I can literally feel through my own camera right now the hatred, like in the future when you're watching this video. Chill for a second and hear me out. I get the tradition, camaraderie, like this sport has a really, really cool vibe. This is not trying to mess with that. This is just saying this one thing is really odd. So great sportsmanship has nothing to do with when you say good game. The first argument I hear is, well, oh, what? You don't want to have good sportsmanship? You don't want to go over and above? That's the most ridiculous argument you could possibly make. If that's the case, why didn't you say good game on hole 16's tee? What about hole 10's tee? What about the first hole? Every single hole, let's say good game, because I guess it means good sportsman. Like, who made the rule that after 17/18ths of an event, of a sporting event, that's the appropriate time to say good game? All the other sports got it wrong. They don't understand sportsmanship. We nailed it because before the game's over, we're gonna say good game. You don't say it after the third quarter. You don't say it after the first half. You don't say it after the 8th inning. You don't say it after the 9th frame. You don't say it after the 4th set. Like there's just no scenario where you say good game before the game's over. So the only even kind of logical excuse that I've heard, or rationale, let me not say excuse, rationale. Well, what about the lead card on Jomez and those 4 players, and somebody might win and everyone rushes the course and rushes the green, to give the champion the trophy, to congratulate him. And then what if you don't have a chance to say good game to everybody? Let that just settle in for a second. Please, the same people out there. So the tens of thousands of us that are playing around every weekend that are not on Jomez on lead card, why are we doing it? It's ridiculous. Great sportsmanship right after it's over on the 18th green, just like golf. Every freaking other sport in the world, wait till the game's over and say, heck yeah, great game, great playing with you, that was awesome. Okay, so even if, and this is just my even if you were the lead card on Jomez, you're a pro athlete. You don't think you can figure that out? Like, you think your card mates are gonna think you're a poor sport because you got rushed on the 18th green of a major event? So many fans wanted to talk to you, see you, film you, that you didn't get to say good game. Every other sport has figured this out. Fans rush the field, the court, the green, everything. When the game's over, you figure out a way to find the players, tip your hat, do whatever you need to do, and be a great sport. So if you want to just stick to tradition, I actually kind of understand that. Somebody's got, we want this sport to be great. That's my third thing. Sum it up. Different basket spot size to fix spit outs, scoring, etc. when it comes to how the basket catches discs. 2, tournament entry. We've got to fix that process. You got to earn your way into tournaments. Any tournament, even if it's a low barrier to entry, there's something you would have had to do to earn your way into that tournament, I would think. And lastly, let's make sportsmanship actual sportsmanship, where we congratulate each other after the event is over. That is it. Please drop your better suggestions, your hatred of these comments, or your support of these comments down below. Love to get some conversation started. Peace out.